Okay. That was Ben's dream, because Ben wanted this new home for Nepean to be a people place. A council chamber that put the participating public first, and a 1,000-seat community theatre, all in one unique complex on the property that was the geographical center of the nation's capital, Centrepointe Hill. I remember how it was arranged for Ben and Bobby Salford to get a first-hand look at the various kinds of seats that could be installed in the theatre. They were very careful when it came to choosing seats. They picked the comfortable ones. And when it came to size, Ben and Bobby used their own posteriors to determine how wide the seats should be. They examined each option and sat in each seat. They chose the large seat. It worked. Nobody has ever complained about the seats in Centrepointe Theatre. The facility was designed in such a way that sometime in the future an expansion could be built that would serve as a rehearsal hall for the theatre. That would allow the main stage to be used for full paid performances on more days of the year, because the main stage wouldn't have to be used as often as it is now for rehearsals. That was the dream. We worked to achieve that dream. The city of Nepean, in its usual fiscally responsible way, established a reserve fund for such an expansion. In 1998, when I was mayor and Rick Chiarelli was on my council, we were set to begin work on the expansion. The city of Nepean applied for federal funding to match our own city funding, but we were turned down, and how disappointing that was for us. After amalgamation, our Centrepointe Theatre Committee continued the effort, and we applied a surcharge on theatre event tickets to help save up money to make this expansion more likely. The City of Ottawa made further requests for federal funding, and they were turned down twice. Councillor Chiarelli never gave up on the theatre and kept trying to get funding. After most of the staff involved had left the project and sometimes even left the city, Rick continued and met with our federal member, Minister John Baird, last year. Rick explained to John how a theatre expansion would make the theatre more economically efficient. Mr. Baird agreed and worked his incredible magic to supply 1/3 of the funding we needed. That, combined with over $4 million that Rick was able to secure from his Ottawa City Council colleagues, and a matching provincial government contribution from Minister Jim Watson, meant that the fourth time we were lucky. With the building of this expansion, we will complete Ben's dream for the theatre. It has been a team effort, an effort of determination. I want to thank all of you for the honor of having been part of that team. And now I will call on Minister John Baird to say a few words.
Thank you very much, Mary. We're also very pleased to be joined by the first mayor of the great city of Nepean, Andy Hayden. Welcome, Andy. I'm very excited to be here. Not only is Centrepointe the geographical center of the new city of Ottawa, I think it's the geographical center of a lot of infrastructure stimulus spending in the city of Ottawa. The Centrepointe Theatre has been an absolutely spectacular gem in our city. It's been really the center of all culture in the west end of town. There's been so many family people who've enjoyed performances over the years, myself included, and we're so excited to see it to take a big leap forward, to be bigger and better than ever, and be able to provide even more support to the great community we live in. So thank you very much for everyone who's worked so hard over the years to make Centrepointe Theatre such a great success. And I want to thank my colleagues, Bob and the province have been phenomenally well to work with. We've been able to really get a lot done, and Ottawa has done very well. No longer can anyone say that the province of Ontario, as far as the provincial government concerned ends in Oshawa. We're really getting our fair share in the last year or two. And I want to particularly single out Rick Chiarelli. Rick was like a dog with a bone on this project. He worked hard, tremendously hard, to help make this happen. It's been long years, and Rick deserves considerable credit on that, so congratulations to you, Rick. Thank you very much.
Thank you, John. And now it gives me great pleasure to introduce our newly elected MPP for Ottawa West Nepean, Bob Chiarelli.
Thank you very much, Mary, and good afternoon, everyone. Nepean has been blessed with tremendous visionary leadership throughout its whole history, and it is certainly one of the icons of the former municipalities that became part of the City of Ottawa. And the name Andy Hayden was mentioned, and Andy was a great part of that. Most particularly Ben Franklin, the last great mayor of Nepean before
Mary was a great mayor of Nepean too.
Before Mary. But what I was going to say is that this type of community doesn't happen on its own. It comes from that visionary leadership. And I remember particularly the threesome of Sherry and Mary and Ben. And they were together in so many projects and making so much happen. They were a threesome that were the glue that kept this community growing and growing as one of the better communities in the province of Ontario. So we have an expanded theatre. The need for this expansion has been there, as we've heard, for quite some time. And people never gave up, particularly people in the arts and cultural community, who said it's not only about arts and culture, it's also about jobs, it's also part of the economy, arts and culture. And so they were patient, they were persistent, they were turned down on a number of occasions, but there are always the right circumstances to make the right thing happen. And the right circumstances were the federal government and the provincial government working together to help our economy and to help our communities. And yes, there are a number of projects in Ottawa West Nepean. And yes, thank you to Councillor Chiarelli and a number of other councillors who were supporting him, that we've done that, because this is a grassroots community, and this is a grassroots institution. It serves the whole City of Ottawa, and it's recognized as something that's very, very significant. And we're very, very pleased from the provincial level to be able to contribute our $4 million to make this happen, with the leadership from the city and also the federal government. So let's enjoy as it goes up, and let's enjoy it more when we cut the ribbon. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Bob. And now, the person that really kept going after this, Councillor Rick Chiarelli.